Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. All right, let's get right into it. How to keep your wits about you and reach for the stars while under spiritual attack, because you still have to win, even if they're evil. Don't let evil stop you from feeling and knowing that you can get away from it and eventually find peace. It's out there. But not only is peace out there, it's also in here. So you have to find peace within you in the midst of everything that's going on around you. And that is maybe one of the most challenging things in life. And it's probably an ongoing process. It's probably something that you have to keep battling against and waging war against continually. But once you start to become peaceful in the midst of everything, and it's like learning how to fight. It's like learning how to do karate. Before you know how to do karate, you may get put on your back. You may get may not be strong enough mentally or physically, or you may not know how to you may not know how to handle yourself in the midst of battle. But once you have a few spiritual battles under your belt, losses and wins, you start to calculate in your own mind how to defeat these kinds of situations. Even if you don't fully learn how to win yet, it's like, I'll get you at a stalemate. You won't be able to get anything over on me, and that'll just be it. I'll just cancel it out. But sooner or later, you're going to start to learn how to defeat these individuals and win against them and win in life, no matter what it is they're trying to do. All right. When they're trying to upset you and frustrate you, you have to look within and not focus on them. If you are going to focus on them, it's going to keep you thinking about what they're doing and what their objective is and what they're trying to do. And one thing that will happen is when you focus on what people are trying to do, it's not good. It's not going to get you anywhere, because you're focused on what they're trying to do instead of focusing on what you can do. And that's the main thing that confuses a lot of people when they're going through these types of attacks. People stalking you, people watching you unnecessarily, people just acting a fool, trying to get you out of your good mood, trying to throw your vibes off, trying to get you to pay attention to something, but trying to get you to pay attention to them and the games that they're trying to play with you. And they'll do some things, some foul things, but it's because they have no soul, they have no spirit, they have no direction, they have no purpose. And when people don't have those things, they tend to play around a lot. They tend to be foolish. All right, these are the people that the Bible talks about when it says only a fool will reject wisdom. Fools reject wisdom. They think it's funny to do foolish things. They think it's funny to attack the righteous. They think it's funny to try to get in the way of someone who's not paying them any mind, not focusing on them, and that doesn't want anything to do with them. Their behavior doesn't warrant you to want to have anything to do with them. So you avoid them at all costs, because they just don't, they're just not your cup of tea. They're not your kind of people. But you're not their kind of people either. But on your end of on your side of things, you're not forcing yourself on anyone. You may know that they don't like you because you're into certain things or you're a certain type of person, but you're not forcing that onto them. You'll go be yourself all by yourself. You don't for hey, you have to be like me. Like you're not, and that's not even what they're doing, but they're forcing themselves on you in a way to where it's like annoying and it's bothersome, and you have to mentally avoid it and get away from it and not have it bother you, and not have it like be so, not have yourself so caught up on it, because if not, it would just be like a karate movie. It just like you like, and honestly, that's probably how things were before things got like soft. People were probably just like fighting, but now, since there's like certain people who will come take you away and your life will be ruined, it's not that kind of party anymore. But before, I really do have a strong belief that a lot of these like karate movies and things like that, they're based off of like legends, off of like true stories people would, and like that's why they even show it in movies. It's like the good person and the opposition. The good person will be meditating in the forest or sitting by a stream or doing their workout or practicing, and then here comes the opposition. And what do they have to do? They have to fight the opposition. But since it's not a good idea to physically fight now, because unless you're like a boxer or something, or unless you're in a match, or unless you have to. But they want to create situations for you to try to get into it with them, to where even if you are defending yourself, or if you're fighting for a righteous cause, you're going to end up throwing your life away, or throwing some money away, or throwing some time away, or end up looking like the aggressor when this person is the one that is trying to victimize you. They're trying to come after, not trying, they're actually coming after you, but they're only getting but so close. It's really weird. They're, and that's how people provoke other people. But how you still become successful in the midst of these spiritual attacks is you really have to weigh your pros versus your cons. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it to get into it with someone who's not worth it? Because the minute you go to put hands on someone, or to get into it with someone, and you end up trying to handle the situation like a normal person would, or like you feel inclined to, because that's what is natural to do. But they have people who will, they did this and they did that, and that, so it's like it's no point, because they'll try to act tough and hard, but then they'll flip on you in a second when things don't go their way. And I'm pretty sure you can agree with me on that. All right. So instead of taking out all that anger on someone, you want to use it in a way to where you can overcome the situation and be strong no matter what's going on mentally. It's more mental now than it is physical. Things are still physical, obviously. This is the physical world, but dealing with spiritual attacks, it's mental. Because if you go to fight back in like the combat way, things cannot go your way in terms of what happens afterwards. All right, so how to handle because if it was like I was explaining in the movie, you would just defeat the person, put a whooping on them, and then they'd be knocked out or something, leaned up against a tree in the forest with their tongue out their mouth like, ugh. But it's not that kind of party anymore right now, the way things are going. All right, I'm pretty sure it's going to end up getting there futuristically, but you got to deal with the present moment. So this is where we're at with it. You do something could potentially go, it might go your way, but only temporarily, and you don't want that. All right, so avoid those situations at all costs. They want you to throw your life away over them. And how you become successful in the midst of spiritual attacks, where people are jealous of you because you have more than them in some kind of way. You have to just focus on yourself and keep your level of gratitude where it's at. Keep your mind on the things you're grateful for. All right, I got some things going for me. This person seems like they have some things going for them, and but hey, just because you may have less than a person, just because you're all by yourself and people seem to have friends and things like that. It may seem like you're working your way up while they're at a higher status or in a higher league, or they have more going on for them. They feel some type of way about you in some form or some area of your life. So you have to realize that it's something great about you that they see that's causing them to want to attack you in some kind of way spiritually. All right, they want to play some type of game with you. And not only do they want to play games with you, they want to taunt you, they want to gaslight you. They'll tell you that they're not doing it, but then they'll also say things so you could hear them. They'll talk about the types of things they're doing to you while denying it, so it's like it's all a mind game. It's all to play with your mind, to try to make you lose your cool, to try to get you to not be focused on the life that you have a lot of things going for you. You have a good life. And when you have a lot of things going for you and you have a good life and a lot of people pay attention to you, not only will a lot of people pay attention to you, but that will also cause a lot of people to feel some type of way. A lot of people will be jealous of you, unfortunately. A lot of people will want to have what you have, unfortunately. And they will come at you in all kinds of ways to where you're just like, really? I would not act like that to someone. Why would someone act like that to me? You have a lot of different things going on than a lot of other people. You are okay with how things are going for you because you're not jealous of anyone. You're comfortable with yourself. Probably have a high level of confidence. There are a lot of things that you have that allow you to view the world around you and your life a lot differently than other people do. You're not viewing your reality from a state of constant lack. And a lot of jealous people and a lot of people who play games with people and spiritually attack people, these spiritual attacks are the cause of them. The root cause is jealousy and envy and hatred. So when you get around people who are dealing with these kinds of things incorrectly, and not like outwardly and attacking the people who make them feel this way, instead of dealing with it inwardly, you're going to hear a lot of dumb stuff. You're going to have to go through a lot of stupid interactions with people. It's going to be like, yo, what, like, where are you coming at me with this? And it's like it will sometimes be back to back to back. You leave the store, it happens. You're at your place of residence, it happens. You get to your job, it happens. You're somewhere else, it happens. You're just walking down the street, it happens. You're washing your car, it happens. It's like, yo, is there like, yo, you have, that this is the whole chosen thing. It's just like what happened to Jesus. He had a lot of opposition. Even one of his own disciples betrayed him. All right. So when you have that kind of thing going on for yourself, that type of energy, you're a chosen one, it's going to be a lot of opposition, unfortunately. And that's where the spiritual battles come from. That's where the spiritual warfare comes from. But that's also where your mind and all the tactics that you're aware of and everything that you can do to combat these kinds of things come into place. All right, it's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to let go of. I'll tell you that. It's going to be, you are going to have to let go of probably like 20 things a day. There's going to be a lot of things that you can't hold on to because people are just going to feel some type of way towards you, and you cannot let that get to you. All right, they're going to act like, oh, you think you're this, you think you're that, and just let them think whatever they want because you know that's not true. They're projecting onto you, and you can't make their projections your problem. You can't absorb their energy through their negative projections. That's another thing that will benefit you, is not absorbing people's energy through their projections and not caring about how people are looking at you and things like that. You're going to get a lot of dirty looks from people. All right. Some people are going to smile at you and be cool and cordial and all those things. But you will also have people that are just upset with you and have a problem with you for absolutely no reason. And I know you already know that. All right. They'll have a problem with you for absolutely no reason. So You have to just balance your energy with these kinds of situations. All right. When people make you try to feel uncomfortable or they do things to make you mad, you have to realize that like the things that you feel, that's not you. And since you're not the type of person that behaves that way, the only thing you're left to deal with is the energy from it. So you have to let it dissipate, and you have to know that that's not how you truly feel. All right, you have to know that, this is not how I feel. It's the energy from the other person, and they're trying to transfer it into you. I don't feel like this. This is this wonderful being over here, who's just not thinking the way they should be. All right, it's probably how you feel on a good day. Some other days you probably feel another kind of way, but hey, you roll with it. You roll with how you feel. All right, but you have to continue to work on yourself so that way you can continue to elevate. All right. Obviously, some days are better than others, but when you have people constantly picking and prodding at you, depending on if you're having a good day or a bad day, all right, they should just be leaving you alone. But unfortunately, like, when you're even having a bad day, people will like it seems like it just hits different on a difficult day, on a day where you're really when you really got to show who you are in a positive way. All right, it feels like it just hits different when you're having a character building day. All right, you don't want to have a character assassination day. All right, where you just downward spiral, catastrophize everything because things are happening to you, and have a pity party. All right, it's real easy to do that. All right, and that's how you don't get ahead and reach for the stars and become successful while you're under spiritual attack. It's real easy to woe is me, downward spiral, these people, this, that person, that. Is real easy to downward spiral and allow yourself to be affected by these kinds of things in a way to where it'll hold you back, slow you down, ruin your day. You don't want to let those things happen. All right. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. All right. You're a walking billboard for success when you have God's hand on your life. And that's a whole nother video right there. All right. You're a walking billboard for success when you have God's hand on your life. And people are just upset at you, but who they're really upset is at God because he didn't choose them, or they're not seeing that it's positive things that have to do with themselves and God in their own life. All right, but he obviously didn't choose them to be you or to do what you're supposed to do. He chose them to do whatever it is they're supposed to do, and they can't be upset at you for, well, they can, but it's not going to get them anywhere. All right, they can be upset with you for that, but they can't be upset with you for that. I know you get what I'm saying, but it is what it is. People are going to look at you differently than they do everybody else. All right, there's going to be certain things that happen to you that don't happen to everybody else, just simply because of who you are. Just a simple fact of you being you, just a simple fact of you showing up. You changed the mood. All right, some people will like to be around you, others won't. And it's deeper than just somebody not, oh, okay, I like this person, I don't like that person. It's deeper than that. When it comes to you, it's not just that. Just a surface level. All right. You have to still become successful. You still have to reach for the stars. You still have to do what you were put here to do because you have a mission to complete, and you know that you have a level of success to reach. You have things you have to do to make yourself better every day, and you can't allow distractions to get in your way, so that way you just stay distracted and unfocused. All right, even if you're away from them and you're dealing with them up here in your mind in a way to where you're focused on them and not what you're supposed to be doing, you're losing because that energy is still being sent out to them psychically. All right, they call that psychic vampirism. All right, that's where you get the psychic vampires. They do something to have a lasting impact, and they cause you to hold on to it and keep it and take it throughout the whole rest of your day. And that's the total opposite of what you're supposed to do. You leave it where it's at. All right, you leave that negative situation where it happened. You leave that bad energy with that person who tried to uh, transfer it into you, you transfer it back into them. I'm not keeping that. It's back to me feeling good and focusing on myself. That's what it's back to. And you're gonna have to let go. All right, you're gonna have to constantly let go of things throughout the day. And you're gonna have to realize that you can let go. You have the power to let go. You have to realize that the things happening around you don't have as much power over you as you think. And it's like sometimes they catch you with your defenses down because it's like thing after thing after thing after thing. And because people target us. All right, people target people with a certain amount of energy who are chosen, who God specifically handpicked to do something, and you're focused on whatever that is, and you're not giving them any of your undivided attention, and they're going to feel you stuck up, or you have some type of problem, or you look at them some kind of way, and none of that's true. All right, you don't look at them any kind of way. You're not even aware of any of that until they make you aware of it through certain actions towards you and certain treatment toward you. Otherwise, you wouldn't know none of that even existed. All right, the dirty looks and the competition and all that other weird crap that you have to deal with, it becomes a lot, but you can still win. You can still become successful. All right. A lot of these spiritual attacks come before a big win, before a big achievement. So if you're working on something, if you have the feeling that you can become successful, if you have the feeling that you are meant to be successful, it's something about you that makes you feel like you're going to win big in life, you're going to be rich, you're going to be successful, you're eventually going to have all the things that you want. You have to keep your mind there and focus on the things that you want and not the things that you don't want. All right. These types of attacks are going to teach you how to use your mind, but you have to start using your mind now. All right. You have to focus on things that you want, regardless of what's happening around you. You have to keep your mind on the things that you want, so that way they can still come into your life. All right. Because even when you reach new levels, it's going to be new levels of opposition. All right. And there's going to be opposition on every level, whether you're at the bottom or whether you're at the top. So you might as well continue to work on your mind and allow yourself to reach a certain level of success and keep moving forward from there, and allow yourself time to relax, allow yourself time to let go. Or if you have to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes throughout your day after a bad event, or even if you didn't have any bad events, empty your mind and just let go of things and any negative thoughts, any negative situations, and then refill your mind and reprogram your mind with the things that you want. So that way you can keep your mind on track, because like, even if you are on the right track, if you don't get up and get moving, you're going to get ran over. All right, yeah. So even if you're on the right track and you don't get in, and that is an anonymous quote. All right, that's a quote from Anonymous. All right, very successful person. Um, when you are on the right track, if you don't get up and get moving, you'll get ran over. So even if you're on the right track, even if you're a righteous person, you're thinking right, doing right, you still have to do something for yourself other than be right and do right, because if not, you're going to get ran over. So you still have to win, even though you're doing right, even though you're on the opposite side of what's not right, things like that, things of that nature. You still have to become something, because if not, life is still going to come and you'll still have to deal with that. So if you have to deal with life, if you have to deal with opposition, might as well make the best of it. All right. You still got to deal with life. You still got to deal with opposition. You might as well make the best of it and choose success, choose better for yourself. All right. Regardless of spiritual attacks and people being goofy goobers wanting to play with you because they're not using their mind correctly. They're not being a grown adult or a grown mature person with their mind. They rather just be a kid, play around and get some laughs in. And usually it's like the kid in class that doesn't know what the teacher's talking about. They try to disrupt the class. All right. They end up getting upset and angry. And if they don't just sit there and draw and wait till after class to ask her a question or to break it down, they're gonna be the type of person, unfortunately, to disrupt the class. All right. When things like that would happen to me, I would just stay after, be like, yo, you're going to teach me how to do this. You're going to break this down. I don't get it. That's how I roll. And, some people, unfortunately, they don't roll that way. They rather disrupt the class. Look at me. I don't get it. I'm going to take it out on everybody else and stop everybody from learning. We all going to be stupid. All right. So don't choose stupidity, don't choose immaturity, and don't choose to engage with people who are, soulless, or who want to steal the soul from you, right? Steal your soul right up from underneath you. All right, steal your peace, your peace of mind, your positivity. They want to ramsack all that. They want it all. All right, and that's the thing. That's the proof of somebody thinking incorrectly. Instead of getting it all from life, they want it all from you. And what sense does that make? All right, so even though you have to deal with spiritual attacks and things like that, you still have to win. All right, so this was how to keep your wits about you and reach for the stars while under spiritual attack. It's possible. All right, you just have to continue to fight the good fight, and that's a within fight. That's an inward battle. All right, and that's how you keep your wits, by working on yourself inwardly, day in and day out, and continually making yourself better in the midst of all these things, outgrowing these attacks, outgrowing these people, outgrowing your old negative ways of how to deal with these kinds of situations. That's how you continue to move forward in the midst of all this stuff. You know what I want to say. But if you watch this video to the very end, yo, you got a lot of information. All right, now you know that you're not alone, obviously, but now you know it's possible that I can still make it. I can still become something. I can still become successful regardless of all the opposition. All right, so I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. I'll see you in the next one. We out.